People assume that a vegan, a vegetarian, or a plant-based diet are basically the same, and it's understandable. But it's actually not true at all, because depending on how people practice these diets, you get a totally different outcome. So before we talk about which of these diets are better, or why some people see a change and others don't, we need to figure out what exactly we're talking about when we're talking about each of these diets. This is important because some people can say, I'm vegan and have it mean totally different things, or I'm vegetarian and have it mean totally different things. So before we move on, let's get on the same page. A vegetarian still eats cheese and eggs and milk, and it makes up a large part of their diet. I know when I first tried a vegetarian diet, I replaced my meat with cheese. So I would do grilled cheese sandwiches and lasagnas and macaroni and cheese, and I could still eat puddings and pastries. And so vegetarian was super easy for a cheese addict like me. There are different types of a vegetarian diet, like the lacto-ovo or lacto-only or ovo-only. But for today, we're just going to talk about the standard vegetarian diet. A vegan diet takes it one step further. No meat, no dairy at all, and no eggs at all. Some people choose to go vegan for environmental or for ethical reasons, and they choose to focus on avoiding animal products, not necessarily making healthy choices. This could be a very vocal group, and they'll tell you that being vegan is more of a cause than a diet. But according to the dictionary, being vegan really just means not eating animal products. The second group of vegans choose to be vegan for their health, so their plates look totally different. When I went vegan about 30 years ago, the term was relatively new. It used to be called 100% vegetarian, but it became clear that we needed some way to describe what type of diet we were eating. That's when plant-based came in, and then later whole food plant-based. It was a way of describing what was included in the diet, what makes it the bulk of the diet, instead of what was just excluded. A plant-based diet talks about the things that we include in our diet. Whole grains, beans, legumes, lots of fruits, lots of vegetables. The difference being, it focuses on what we are adding to our diet, not what we're excluding from our diet. Now that we know what types of diets we're looking at, we need to look at which one's healthier for us. And to do that, we need to look at some research. I promise I won't get too nerdy on you. We'll look at the research in big brushstrokes. One of the biggest studies that we can look at is the EPIC study that was done in Europe. They studied hundreds of thousands of people, and they determined that over time, people who ate more plant-based foods and less processed foods did better with their health. And you notice they said more, not only. That'll come into play later. Another really interesting study was the Adventist Health Study. Now, they followed thousands of people for decades, and researchers really love this study group because they all have a similar lifestyle, but they all have different types of eating. So there are meat eaters, there are vegans, and there are vegetarians, plant-based, all the variety. So they can really dig into what's on people's plates without the other lifestyle factors coming into play. The conclusion of that study was the same. People who ate mostly whole foods and less processed foods tended to live longer and have healthier and happier lives. In fact, the research showed that Seventh-day Adventists who follow the healthier lifestyle lived 7 to 10 years longer than the average American. And what's really interesting about that is that National Geographic was doing a study on people who lived the longest. And Dan Buettner was looking for people across the world who lived to be over 100 and were still healthy and strong. And he found 4 communities that he labeled blue zones. And the only one that he found in America were those Seventh-day Adventists that we looked at in the Adventist Health Study. And that's very important because right now in the United States, life expectancy is going down, and it's largely because of lifestyle diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and some cancers. This isn't about just living longer and living to be 100. It was about having more energy, being independent longer, and staying out of the doctor's office. And just to wrap this up with a great big bow, the American Heart Association, the American Diabetes Association, and many cancer researchers are saying that if you want to have long-term health and prevent disease, eat more whole plant-based foods, avoid processed foods, and have less dependence on animal-based foods. And the next question that everybody is always asking is, that sounds a bit extreme. It sounds hard. It sounds impossible in today's lifestyle. Do I really have to go all vegan or all plant-based? Is there a middle ground? And the answer is a great big yes. There is a middle ground. The problem is when people hear middle ground, they think half committed or cheating or doing it wrong. That's not what that means. It's not about what you eat once or what you eat on vacation or what you eat at a birthday party. Which makes me think of one of my favorite quotes from a book called Step to Christ. It's not about health, it's about spirituality, but it really fits here. It says, "It's not the occasional good deed or misdeed that determines your destiny, but the trend of habitual words and acts."
For the purposes of what we're talking about today, we could say something like, it's not the occasional healthy meal or indulgent meal that determines your health, but the tendency of your everyday eating choices.
What matters is what you eat most days. That's why putting a label on something sometimes is more harm than good. You think, I can't be vegan or I can't be plant-based. I can't only eat plants. I don't want to be excluded from family activities. And because you can't commit to the label, you don't make any change at all. But your body doesn't care what you call it. It cares what you do. So instead of asking yourself, should I be vegan, vegetarian, or plant-based? Ask yourself, what change can I make today that I can stick with? Because progress doesn't come from doing everything at once. It comes from doing something consistently. But there's one more thing that confuses a lot of people. If eating more plants helps, and you don't have to be perfect, why do some people try a plant-based or vegan diet and have no change in their numbers at all? They don't lose weight, they don't get any more energy, their numbers don't change. They walk away thinking, just doesn't work for me. That's usually not what's happening. What usually happens is people take away the meat and the dairy and replace it with fake meat and fake dairy. They never add a vegetable or a bean. And so as far as the body goes, nothing's really changed. Another big reason that people don't see results is that they quit too soon. They try to go all in all at once, and they try to do too much, and they can't keep up. They get overwhelmed or discouraged, and they give up too soon before they see the results. So if you're thinking about starting a plant-based diet, start by adding lots of fruits, vegetables, and beans first, and then start taking away those unhealthier foods. Doing it slowly like that will definitely help you stick with it and help you see the result. When a plant-based diet doesn't help someone, it's almost always not about the plants. One of the reasons the Adventist health study was so compelling was because it followed real families for decades, living in real communities, eating real food with the same temptations that we all have, but they were still choosing the healthier plant-based diet. And that goes for all of the blue zones across the world. They learned that more plants, healthy foods, homemade from real ingredients. They weren't always perfect, but they came back to consistency. That's actually why I wrote my cookbook, Give Them Something Better. And the tagline of this book is America's longest living culture shares their family secrets. And these are all my favorite recipes from America's Blue Zone and the real family style recipes that everybody loves. I have done a lot of them on this channel. You can find them there. If you are interested in ordering the cookbook, you can do that in the description box below. If you are thinking about getting healthier this year, don't worry about putting a label on it. Just start by adding good healthy foods to your diet. Some beans, legumes, whole grains, vegetables, and fruits. And subscribe to this channel for lots of great recipes.